flight!
Rain outlines your fate. Off we go!
Punishment!
Let me leave you a verse.
My apologies! Sakura swirl!
No, my sword!
Take flight!
Let's go.
Illusion shattered!
Here we go!
Yahoo!
Time for takeoff.
Everybody stand back! Now you shall perish!
Off we go!
Brace yourselves! There is no escape! Yahoo! Let's play!
Astra. Thank you for completing today. Ad Astra Abbott.
Restaurant? That place isn't even worth mentioning.
I still have a lot to do with the guild.
Why do you explore?
Guess we can rest a bit.
There was definitely something strange about the way she looked at me in the end there. Could she? Sorry that you had to see that. Since Watatsumi Island, I also wanted to come and see what. I've never been good at. I could probably deal with. Really? To be honest, this is so. I have to. As soon as I've worked through this, first thing. I see. If I can get the better of you, good plan. Let's see. Now that you mention it, I was with my subordinates at the time. I think we can give it a try. I heard all the Outland... So this is Rito. Although it looks slightly gloomy, it feels very peaceful here. I don't see any Tenryou Commission soldiers roaming the streets. What a nice... Okay, let's get started. I'll be me, and you be a shrewd and savvy businesswoman. Hi! Hi! So, 10? Okay, I'll settle the price seems pretty cheap to me. In which case, no need to haggle, right? I think that's still not too bad. Is that supposed to be really expensive? I'm sorry. In the past, Her Excellency has always handled procurement of military supplies. I don't know the specific prices of these items, so I never really know how to respond. This won't get us anywhere. I have to haggle to give you the chance to use your wily tricks on me. Something I'm more interested in? Maybe, That's so expensive! I know what a fair price is when it comes to cake. Wait a sec, if you think about this from another angle, a cake that costs 100,000 more per slice must be so much better than a regular cake. Oh, let me see, I've been saving up recently. I think I should have enough. So, there isn't really a kind of cake that costs 100,000 more per slice? What a shame. I feel like role-playing as a vendor is a little outside our area of expertise. What kind of person do we both see regularly enough to impersonate convincingly? Fatui? Then it looks like a trip into the wild is in order. Let's go give it a try. I've dealt with Fatui before, but I always end up against those big, stocky guys who are much taller than me. I'm sure I must train just as hard as they do every day, but somehow, I still don't have the muscles to show for it. Maybe I'll start to see the results in a few more years. Right? I mean, at the very least, I need to look more muscular than my subordinates. I know that people's trust in me has nothing to do with my size, but if I were taller and bulkier, they'd be able to identify me from behind more easily when charging into battle. That way, our forces wouldn't scatter so easily. As long as I was on the field, they'd be able to follow me. But enough of that. Let's get back to it. Who are you going to roleplay as this time? What? I smell danger! Really? Huh. For a moment there, I could have sworn the actual Fatui were right here. No, wait! Behind you! It wasn't my imagination! They really are here! Prepare to engage!
There you are, eavesdropper.
Follow my lead! Advance!
I'm doing it!
Let's move. Fall in!
Over here!
Yahoo! Think you can get away?
Charge! Everyone on me!
Inazuma shines eternal!
You need a hurry up! all fun and games until... It seems in poor taste after the trouble they caused in Watatsumi Island anyway. What do you mean? Isn't this moving a little too fast? Her Excellency advocates slow and steady progress in all things, and cautions against trying to advance too quickly. To clarify, it's not that I'm scared. It's just that I don't know if the time is right. I guess you're right. Thanks for your encouragement. It's not like me to shy away from a challenge like this. Let's do it! Time for a make-or-break training exercise! And we're back. Don't worry, my head's in the game this time. I am a high-ranking military officer of Watatsumi Island and the General of the Resistance. Whatever tricks you've got up your sleeve, you're not going to get to me. So bring it on! This feels like... Yes, it definitely feels like... no, not even slightly. It's not that you do a bad impression of her, more like... something is missing. I finally realized it when you were talking to me just now. I think that maybe what I'm really afraid of is her knowing smile and her piercing gaze. It just makes me feel like all my secrets have nowhere to hide, like she can just peer in and see them. But even when you're imitating the way she speaks, I don't feel afraid. Because we fought side by side in the past, and I know I don't have to have my guard up around you. But it also means that this training won't work. I just have to accept that this is a weakness of mine, as much as it pains me to do so. The thought of having to live with this weakness forever is frustrating. Are you serious? I love that. I haven't eaten anything sweet in a long time. Off we go. Let's go buy some cake. All right. The next step is to find somewhere nice and quiet. Come and try some creative cooking. This is so good. It's seen as a luxury item in the ranks of the Resistance. We have special meals on occasion, but even then it usually means meat and wine, not dessert. So, thank you for treating me to some cake. The only downside with Narukami Island's pastries is that they're such exquisite things, you can't just chow down on them. But, as Her Excellency says, a general needs to show patience and restraint. Wow, don't mind if I do. That's so sweet.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste buds?
There was definitely something strict. Sorry that you had to see. Since Watatsumi Island, I also wanted to come and see what... I've never been good at... I could probably deal with her and... Really? Doubt, to be honest, this is something... So, I have to... As soon as I've worked through this... First things first, though. I see. So if you pretend... If I can get the better of you... Good plan! Let's... Now that you mention it, I was with my subordinates at the time. I think we can give it a try. I heard all the Outlander...
You should really bring the knights.
There was definitely something strange. Sorry that you had to see. Since Watatsumi Islands, I also wanted to come and see what things are like. I've never been good at. I could probably deal with her. You're right. Okay, whatever you think's actually. Back when we were fighting the Shogun's army, the odds were stacked against us. That I went back to collect it on this trip. That box is very important to me. I have to get it back from the adventurers. Thank you so much. Let's head right over. Should I report this to my superiors?
I'm afraid that will be a little difficult. Don't worry. The item you are looking for is safe and sound. However, I'm unable to return it to you at present. The reason being, it is connected to a case involving the treasure hoarders, which is still under investigation.
That's strange. I buried that box there. What does it have to do with the treasure hoarders?
Allow me to explain. Not long ago, we received a commission concerning a theft by treasure hoarders at Komore Tea House. The adventurer who accepted the commission followed their trail and heard that they had buried the treasure at Nazuchi Beach. But when we went to dig up the stolen items, we found many other things buried there along with them. As such, we cannot ascertain which of the items have to do with the treasure hoarders at this stage. For now, all we can do is hold all related items at the Adventurers Guild until such a time as we have caught the group of treasure hoarders in question. Then...
I see. I never expected that other people would be burying things in the same place. Well, since these are the rules, I won't press you for it. But might I ask how the investigation is coming along?
This is where the difficulty arises. To date, we have still not been able to locate the hiding place of the treasure hoarders, so I'm afraid it still could take some time.
So there's no knowing when this will be resolved. Maybe I could help. I could find the treasure hoarders for you, and once you confirm everything is in order, you'll be able to return my box to me. It's very important to me, so the sooner I get it back, the better.
That is perfectly acceptable. However, many adventurers have investigated this case recently. They have searched far and wide, but their efforts have been fruitless. If the two of you are still interested in taking the case, you may have to devise an original approach.
Yes, it seems like the only sensible place to start. With any luck, we might be able to find some clues there. Well, actually, since it's come up, what's the Komore Tea House like? Well, obviously. Anyway, let's just go take a look.
That place isn't even worth mentioning.
Are you here to investigate the recent theft as well? We're grateful for the assistance. However, I'm afraid I don't have any more clues. It was Tarumaru's #2 reserve fund that they stole. They struck late at night while there was no one in the surrounding area, so they could slip in unnoticed. By the time we realized, it was too late. They left enough clues for us to retrieve the box, but we found no trace of the group of treasure hoarders who dared to target our tea house. I've asked around many times, and there were no eyewitnesses at all. We're definitely dealing with experienced crooks here. Oh, Tarumaru, what are you doing out here? How strange. I don't know what's gotten into Tarumaru today.
He says he knows where the treasure hoarders are hiding. How can I describe it? It's like listening to a regional dialect. A lot of it goes over my head, but I can still get the general gist. Anyway, he says he was there at the scene of the crime. The treasure hoarders didn't see Tarumaru as a threat, so he stayed and listened in on their whole conversation. Since there were so many of them and they were armed, Tarumaru didn't dare to bark loudly, so he just had to let them go.
Oh, no wonder. Poor boy. He's been acting more anxious than usual lately and is always looking outside. And I thought he just wanted someone to take him for a walk.
Yes, that does sound like quite a predicament. Okay, I think I understand now. Tarumaru says he heard the treasure hoarders conspiring to hide out at the beach directly below Tenshikaku. No one usually thinks to look there, and it's become something of a safe haven for treasure hoarders. He also mentioned that there were a gang of 5 people. The leader's name is Kosuke, and the second in command is called Yasuhisa. The leader's scent indicated he was probably from the Narukami Island area, while the 2 newcomers in the team were more likely from somewhere else. Thank you, Tarumaru. It must have been hard for you, knowing the details of the crime but not being able to communicate them. Don't you worry. We'll take care of everything from here. We will definitely get your belongings back. Let's go there in person. We might not have any troops with us, but between the 2 of us, we should be able to deal with a handful of petty thieves.
What kind of tea is this? Been here for a while?
I think we're getting close. There's danger in the air. And something doesn't smell right. Be careful.
Let's play! Time for takeoff. Here we go.
The wrong test subject. This is bizarre.
Boss, didn't you say that the most dangerous place is the safest place to hide?
Yeah, and I still maintain that I'm right in principle. Think how many days we've been here. No one else has come looking for us, have they? I can't believe we got caught. Just when the whole thing had nearly blown over. Hey, kid. Who the heck are you guys anyway?
We shouldn't waste any more time on these people. Life is tough in the Resistance, but none of our troops would ever think about laying a hand on the innocent civilians under their rule. You have things so much better here, and this is how you choose to live your life? It's pure selfishness. We should turn them over to the Adventurers Guild right away. Once their identities are confirmed, they'll get the punishment they deserve.
Please, show a little mercy. We'll give you half of everything we've saved up over the years. If you're willing to turn a blind eye on this, anything's up for negotiation.
That's enough! Tie them up and take them away. Oh, come to think of it, this is not a military camp, so there's no need for me to be so heavy-handed. But thieves still have to be punished. Let's escort them back.
I'm pleased to confirm that these are indeed the individual. I didn't expect you to catch them so quickly, especially with no new leads to explore. In accordance with the rules, now that we have procured an oral confession from the treasure hoarders and verified the list of stolen items, we can now return the box to you. Here, please take it.
Thank goodness. Well, let me think. The contents of the box don't belong here. They belong on Watatsumi Island. So, let's head there now and open it.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
One, two, three. Yes, it looks like they're all here. Some personal items that once belonged to the troops under my command. Water bottles, towels, knee guards. Just everyday items, but each one bears the handwritten name of its former owner. These were the only things those soldiers had for their families to remember them by. We all knew going into that battle that the odds of survival were slim. Many of the soldiers came to me and said they wanted to leave something behind as a keepsake for their loved ones. You see, their swords and polearms broke in battle. Their damaged armor wouldn't have been easy to carry, and many of them couldn't write very well, so they couldn't even leave a letter. In the end, all they could leave to their families were these ordinary items, artifacts of their daily lives. My soldiers trusted me, but I failed to lead them to victory that day. Then they trusted me with these, and instead of honoring their last wishes right away, I had to hastily bury them in the sand. Every time something like this happens, I tell myself that by the next time I'm faced with the same situation, I have to be stronger. Yeah. But right now, let me just mourn them for a little while longer.
Can't you send someone any sooner? The clock is ticking, and I need this resolved ASAP.
I'm sorry, but we don't have any adventurers available at this instant. Your timing is most optimal. Allow me to introduce Yuning.
Traveler? Ugh, Yoonjin is always talking about you. Please, you've gotta help us find her. Yep, she's gone and disappeared. Now of all times, just days away from the big performance. All she left was a short note. If our audience doesn't get to see Yoonjin on stage, they'll start tearing the place down. I mean, what am I supposed to do, huh?
That's what I said too, but...
Look, when you're a megastar like Yoonjin, you gotta start taking things a little more seriously. Saying she'll be back doesn't give me a whole lot of reassurance when she's showing no regard for her own safety. Why does she have to go and practice somewhere so dangerous? What if something happens to her? What am I going to tell the audience? Well then, what if she gets into a scrape and hurts herself? If she gets so much as a scratch, it'll be a loss to the whole nation.
As you can see, this is what we're up against. Would you be willing to accept this commission?
Oh, wonderful. Oh, thank the stars. Please, you've got to bring her back, safe and sound.
Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand. Yahoo! Think you can get away? I'm going in! Inazuma shines eternal! Brace yourselves! Oh. It's you. I do apologize. I didn't see you there. What brings you all the way up here? Oddly enough, I was just thinking of scheduling a meeting with you later. I didn't expect to run into you here, of all places. Ah, I see. So Yunning sent you. I did tell her not to worry. Oh, but on this occasion, it seems I'm rather lucky you came. You've helped me avert a major catastrophe. It's a pity, though. I was so close to achieving the state of mind that Shenhe was talking about. Do you remember what Shenhe said about the divine damsel fighting against the evil monster? That in reality, she hadn't acted as courageously as the operatic rendition would have you believe. That it was simply a matter of life and death, and she chose self-preservation. Granted, she later admitted that she preferred the version of events given in the opera, with its portrayal of a divine heroine sacrificing herself for others. But after giving it a lot of consideration, I think that this character is defined by her emotional complexity, and even uncertainty. So the more emotions I can experience for myself, the wider range I will have to draw on in my performance. If access to a different state of mind can help me provide a fresh interpretation of the character and her actions, well, surely it will take my acting skills to the next level. That's why I came here. My plan was to take it slowly, start by just dipping my toe in, as it were. But once I started, I just got completely drawn in. I feel like I was so close to a breakthrough here. Considering the rewards that I could reap from this experience, the risk is negligible. Still, if I choose to continue, this is unlikely to be the last time I'd need your help. I suppose I had better return to Liyue Harbor for now. I'll only end up putting you in an awkward position otherwise. Goodness knows how you'd explain this to Yunning. I wonder whether I have gained anything useful from this trip. I suppose only time will tell.
Can you put a few more adventurers on the case or something? The clock's still ticking away.
Please have faith in him. Ah, they've returned.
Yunning, we're back.
Yunjin, are you okay? Are you hurt? Do you need to go to Boo Boo Pharmacy?
No, I'm fine. You don't need to worry. When it's time to go on stage, I'll be there.
Look, I get it. You like to go out exploring. That's fine. But do you really have to go off thrill-seeking this close to the show? You have to take better care of yourself, okay? For all our sakes. For the opera troupe and for your audience. We're just lucky we had the Traveler to help out. What if something had happened to you, huh? What would I say to our audience,
Well, I would say the best way to make it up to our audience is to give them the best performance we can. Don't you agree? While I'm off stage, as long as there is something, anything I can do to improve my acting ability, even the slightest amount, I can't pass up the opportunity.
You know, I don't know what to say anymore. Traveler, please, you tell her.
So, what's your honest opinion?
Exactly. Just think of all the people coming from far and wide just to show you their support.
Why do you make it sound like they are coming to see me and not the show?
Well, same difference, isn't it?
I don't think so. They seem quite different to me. Well, either way, you're quite right. I mustn't let down our audience, especially those who came from afar. And I certainly mustn't make you come out looking for me again. So I suppose I will put my training exercises on hold for a while.
Whew. I'm glad to know that the brightest star in my troupe is finally gonna start listening to reason. I'm gonna head back and see how the set is coming along. Don't go disappearing on me again.
All right. I'll head back and do some rehearsing. It's no substitute for first-hand experience, but it should still help me iron out a few issues. Speaking of which, I haven't even thanked you properly for saving me. If you are free after the show, come and find me at HIRANYA House.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
strange.
That was wonderful.
Liyue opera is really something, but Liyue opera performed by Miss Yun, now that's something else. Thrilling performance. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Your reputation is well deserved.
Well, I've had the pleasure of seeing the talented Miss Yun on stage many a time in the past, but the songs still sound fresh and new every single time. It's been barely a few days since I last saw you perform, but once again, Yun Jin, you've progressed by leaps and bounds.
Oh, you're far too kind, both of you. I'm still new to the profession, but I promised myself when I joined the troupe that I would strive to develop myself as a performer every day. And I wouldn't be where I am now without everyone's faithful support.
Nonsense, you're too humble, Miss Yun. You're a major celebrity. Who in Liyue hasn't heard the name Yun Jin?
In the circles I move in, anyone who says they've never seen Yun Jin on stage is at risk of getting laughed out of business. As it happens, I have a business meeting at the Xinyu kiosk with a client who is also a big fan of yours. So, I was wondering if you'd perhaps like to join us for the meal.
Oh, me too. I've booked a table at the Lioli Pavilion and was hoping you might join me.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to both of you, but I won't be able to make it. I'm very grateful for the invitations, but I'm afraid I already have arrangements for this evening. Isn't that right, Traveler?
Okay, you have plans, but you're really gonna pass this up? I mean, you could always reschedule. Wait a second, you're... Well, I guess it's not going to work out today, then. Maybe another day, Miss Yun.
Huh, they took off pretty quick. Do they know something I don't? I guess I'll be leaving too. Wouldn't want to cramp your style.
Take care, both of you. Sorry that I can't see you off. Whew. Thanks for coming to my rescue. Again. Look at you. You're a national treasure. Even Gentry Moutsai is in awe of you. I feel a little sorry for Xinyu Kiosk and Liuli Pavilion. I just hope the food won't go to waste. I don't think we'd be able to get a seat this late. But it's fine. I have a better place we can go. Let's head downstairs. I owe you a big thank you tonight.
One to tick off the bucket list. One to tick off the bucket list.
What an angelic voice.
That was wonderful. Miss Yun? Oh, wow, it's really you. I have just a few questions, if you don't mind.
Hey, get back here. Oh, ditzy girl, you don't have a clue what you're doing.
Are you a journalist? If you'd like to arrange an interview, you'll have to liaise with my manager.
Sorry, Miss Yun. Don't mind her. She's just new and still learning the ropes. We'll leave you alone.
Miss Yun, I'm interested to know why you added a silk dance to the scene where the divine damsel makes her appearance.
Hmm? You noticed that?
Yes. Based on the original script, that scene would see your character perform the Adeptus Walk. But the addition of the silk dance meant that the whole way you carried yourself was so much more...
Animated.
Yes, yes! But delicate and graceful like a crane.
Oh, sorry. Which publication are you from? How come I haven't met you before?
Oh, well...
Ah, yeah, we're from the Steambird. I am Boy Yi, the editor-in-chief. And this young lady is Shiryun, one of my journalists. We were based in Fontaine. Just recently we made the move back to Liyue.
Oh, I see. You're from the Steambird. Then it's no wonder. Your journalist has clearly done her research.
That's very kind of you, but really, my level of knowledge is very basic compared to yours.
Hey, Miss Yoon is throwing you a bone here. Make the most of it, okay? Talk to her! Talk to her!
Actually, I'm afraid there's somewhere I need to be, and I'd really need to clear this interview with my manager. But what about our plans? Really? Okay, sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Yoon.
Great! Thank you both kindly. Let's find a quiet place and get this interview underway.
Oh, I see. So that's why you added the silk dance in this scene.
Yes, exactly. Doing it this way not only allows for more physicality in my movement, it also means I can make better use of the stage and transition into the scene more quickly.
Ah, okay. So there was even more to it than I thought. So, wouldn't it make sense to contrast this with the Dongtong Appassionado section that comes directly afterward by making the latter a little more sophisticated?
I think I know which section you're talking about.
Ah, sorry. What am I saying? This is a fixed formula, isn't it? My suggestion would completely break the format.
No, it's okay. It's an interesting idea for sure. I'll give it some thought. Thanks for the suggestion.
Really? Wow, I'm so honored.
Shiryun, maybe it's time to move on to some of the things our readers would like to know about,
Oh, okay. I was also going to ask for your opinion on the set and the costumes.
Yes, well, I'm sure Miss Yun has countless pearls of wisdom she could share on her chosen craft. But, not all of our readers are quite so, artistically literate, shall we say. A lot of them really just want to know more about you. You know, what does Yoonjin do when she is off stage?
Excuse me? When I'm off stage?
You know, you're a major celebrity, and a lot of our readers are interested to know what life is like for you. What kind of place you live in, what kind of things you eat, clothes you wear, things you buy, that whole side of things. A day in the life.
Besides rehearsing, a day in my life isn't really any more interesting than anyone else's.
Nonsense, of course it is. Just think how many people were at your show earlier. They come from all over just to show their support. In fact, a relative of mine has a daughter who's been saying she wants to broaden her horizons recently. She's been looking for a chance to give you a jade hairpin as a gift.
Oh. It's against the rules of the opera troupe to accept private gifts from patrons. Could someone out there be accepting gifts for the troupe under false pretenses? I must get Yunling to look into it.
I mean, it wasn't a big deal. Just something she said. Forget I brought it up. So, I saw Gentry Moutsai and the Snezhnayan gentleman come down from upstairs. Are they patrons of your shows, too? So, what are your thoughts on Snezhnaya and the Fatui?
I'm sorry. This is my first interview, and my notes are becoming a total mess. I might need a moment to pause and reorganize them a little. Otherwise, I'll never be able to work all this into an article. Mr. Boy, maybe you should take a look too.
Don't be ridiculous. Stopping an interview halfway through to organize your notes? What are you talking about? Hey, all right. Miss Yun, we'll just be a moment.
Oh. I'm fine. It's not the first time I've been asked questions like these. The last time it happened, Yunming stopped the interview for me. But the next day, the tabloids were full of articles like "Dramatic Exit, Yunjin storms out of interview," and "Miss La-di-da opera star is too good for our questions." Yeah. So from then on, Yunming said all interview requests have to go through her. I used to think I could hold the troupe together just by putting on a good performance. But now, I have to make sure I concentrate on my actions offstage too. Oh, you mean Fanarya and that crowd? I cherish them as members of my audience too. But there aren't many people like them who can appreciate all the nuance in a single viewing. How did Shiryun end up working with an editor like that guy? Something feels wrong there. Ugh. They could be back at any moment, so I should stay here for now. But could you go look into it for me? If you find out anything, come straight back here and let me know.
Chilling. You do tell the cleverest joke.
Bang! And with that...
How can you be so cruel to Miss Yun?
Shh! Keep your voice down. Whatever you got to say, it can wait until we're out of earshot. We'll both be in hot water if Yunjin finds out. What's wrong with you? Why can't you get it into your head? Quit asking dull questions and start thinking about how to win over our readers. Do I make myself clear?
Seat with a view.
The key here is consumer psychology.
I don't think you realize what a golden opportunity you have here. How many journalists would give anything they had to trade places with you right now? Huh? Ever think about that?
You just don't get it. Miss Yun has put her heart and soul into...
Enough! Stop yelling in public! Or do you want Miss Yun to hear about all the lies you're spreading about her?
Me? You're the one making everything up!
Huh. Well, you sure seem pretty happy chatting to her, so don't act like you ain't a part of this. And don't forget the contract you signed. Come. We'll continue our little chat over there. You need to listen and learn, young lady. Are you ready to stop whining now? Do you have any idea how rare an opportunity like this is for a small-time paper like ours? Just think of the sales if we can get an exclusive. We'd have enough to cover your salary for 2 lifetimes.
But what about us pretending to be from the Steam Bird? Aren't you worried she'll find out?
You really think she still would have talked to you if I hadn't told that little white lie? Besides, what have you got to be afraid of? As long as we make it sound like an eyewitness account, how will she be able to refute it? Heck, if she actually presses the issue, I'll probably have to thank her for keeping it current for me.
This is horrible. I will not let you treat Miss Yun like this.
I don't know who she thinks she is anyway. Oh, I sang a couple of shows, so now I'm a national superstar. Give me a break. No one wants to read about your sopranos or your falsettos. We give the readers what they want. That's how this business works. Case in point, that blonde guy seemed to be getting along pretty well with Yunjin. There's definitely a story there, even if there isn't.
Ugh, that's enough! I'm reporting you to the Millilith!
Report me? What for? Libel? Identity theft? Good luck with that. I haven't written anything. Where's your proof? You better tread carefully, Missy. First, you neglect your own duties, and now you're trying to get in the way of mine? You signed the contract. You know full well the consequences. If you sabotage this interview, I will make sure you lose everything you have. I will ruin you. You understand?
Why? Oh, why did I sign that contract?
Who's there? Oh, it's you. What do you want? I'm warning you, don't do anything stupid or I'll spread a lovely little story about you and Yunjin throughout all of Liyue.
Wait a second. I was so focused on Miss Yoon earlier that I didn't notice who it was.
Huh? What are you talking about?
He's the Traveler! You know, the one who even the Chi Sing will listen to.
What the... what have I gotten myself into? No need to get all worked up here. What we meant was, yes, quite right. You are quite right. I'm disappearing into thin air as we speak. Just my luck.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was going to turn out like this. But I'm so ashamed. I don't know how I could face Miss Yun now. So please pass on my apologies to her.
Yahoo! Did you find anything out? I see. Well, it's not unexpected. It's just a bit of a shame that I didn't get to talk with Shiryun for longer. She genuinely understands opera and has a passion for it. That's not something you can act. If I had the chance to talk with her more in depth, it could well provide me with some fresh inspiration.
Yoon-Jin. Did you agree to another interview without notifying me? These tabloid types are total scumbags, all of them. Who knows what innocent detail he might end up turning into the next big scandal? Sure, nothing might have come of it today, but who knows where it'll go tomorrow. Short of catching them all in their lair in one fell swoop, who knows when this is going to end?
I'm sorry. I was careless on this occasion.
Well, wallowing isn't gonna solve anything. Come on, go tell everyone in the troop to be extra cautious during this time. Gee, oh Lord, bless us. Spare us any more offstage drama.
Bang! And with that, finally, the face seat with a view brother was sealed. Are you ready to stop whining now? Do you have just think of the sale?
But what about...
You really think as long as we make it...
this...
No one wants to read case in point.
That's...
Report me? You better try. You signed it.
Why?
Well, think very carefully about what you're going to do.
You... hey, wait!
What are you staring at?
Brace yourself. Did you find anything out? I see. Not yet. All he's done so far is ask a few questions. There's nothing in print yet. The Millilith wouldn't be able to do anything even if we got them involved. Besides, if we rush to report him now, it's only going to give him more material to write about. You're right. But tabloids like theirs never have permanent offices and printing presses. The moment they hear anything, they'll disappear without a trace, and you've got no chance of catching them. I'm actually more concerned about another detail you told me. Would you be willing to do me another favor? Great. Thank you. The editor should be here soon, so I'll stay here to deal with him. I'll have to rely on you to deliver the letter. If everything goes well, we should be able to get some breathing room for a while.
And with that, the fate of the Guwahati brother sealed.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Come on, traveler, let's go. The world is full of lost ballads just waiting to be rediscovered.
I've had it with you. Do you think contracts are just bits of paper? If we weren't on a tight deadline, you'd bet... You...
Oh. The one who was with Miss Yun earlier. Oh, really? Miss Yun wrote me a letter? Oh, Miss Yun says that under Liyue law, any penalty charge I have to pay may not substantially exceed the amount of my salary. You can't have a labor contract that would completely bankrupt the employee in the event of a breach. It's not legal. So not only can he not get any money off of me, I can take this contract to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and blow the whistle on him. I didn't think about any of this when I was job hunting. I just signed the contract without a second thought. I always thought Miss Yun was all about opera. Who would have thought she was such a legal expert, too? If only I hadn't gone out of my way to get Miss Yun's attention in the first place, none of this would have happened. I didn't expect it to end up with Miss Yun helping fix my life problems. Well, Mr. Boyi says I'm still on probation, so he won't tell me where their work location is. Plus, I give all my draft articles straight to him, so I don't have anything in the way of evidence. I wouldn't put it past him. But the letter says that my statement and the contract are enough to get the Millilith looking into it. If Miss Yun says so, I'm sure she must be right. Let's go confront him right now.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Bang.
Okay, I think I've covered this topic pretty thoroughly now. Unless you had any more questions?
Well, what can I say, Miss Yun? You have so many wonderful qualities. Let's not quit while the ball's rolling, huh? Otherwise, I'll think of something I didn't ask later, and by then, it'll be too late. So, hey, where's that, friend of yours who was here earlier? You guys seemed, pretty close. Not intentionally avoiding the interview, surely?
You're finally back. This poor gentleman's been waiting for you.
You're with Shiryun? Hey, what's going on here? Hey, Shiryun, don't forget the contract you signed.
The Traveler clued me in. This contract you made me sign? It isn't worth the paper it's written on.
Isn't worth the paper it's written on? Don't be ridiculous. It's all there, clear as day. Don't you think I did my research?
Research? Oh, so you're a news editor. But you also have an interest in law?
Yeah, she's new, and she's making a fool of herself. She doesn't get how this all works. My apologies. Now, back to our interview?
No, it's okay. In fact, I found myself delving into some legal texts recently. It's all so intricate and complicated that it's very difficult to take it all in. The contracts of our opera troupe are a case in point. I'd finally finished reading through the relevant documentation from the Yuehai Pavilion when suddenly the Qixing announced a new interpretation. So I'm just curious. How can you be completely sure that you didn't miss anything when you were researching this?
I'm pretty sure I read everything relevant.
Under current legislation, the penalty terms in my labor contract are unreasonable and exploitative. I could report you to the Millilith for extortion.
Nonsense! That's ridiculous!
My goodness. Sir, it seems that we should probably bring this interview to a close here.
Don't listen to her! I run a legitimate business. Everything we do is above board.
Oh, I have no doubt about that at all, sir. But this reminds me of a case I read about not long ago. Once you get reported and the Millilith starts scrutinizing your business, well, not only do they look into every license you have and every work you've ever published, but everything down to your fire safety policy will come under their magnifying glass as well. So if you don't get back now and start preparing for their arrival, well, I mean, I don't mind continuing the interview at all. But I'd hate to take up too much of your precious time if there's any aspect of your business you want to double-check from a legal standpoint.
You? I won't forget this!
Hey, where do you think you're going? Miss Yun, why did you stop me? Right, and the contract I have is enough to get him arrested, isn't it?
I'm not a legal expert. I haven't the faintest idea. All that was just an act, aimed at getting him to show us the way.
An act? Show us the way to what? Eugene, the Millilith are after him. Based on his movements, it looks like Boyi is heading back to his headquarters. I really hope they teach these tabloids a lesson they won't forget. It'd sure make my life a lot easier.
Yes, I had Yunning report to the Millilith while you were delivering the letter for me. The penalty terms in Shiyun's contract are too severe. Even if they don't violate the law, I'm sure he must be taking advantage of some loopholes. Anyone who works like that is sure to have a guilty conscience. So all I had to do was put on a little show, starring the editor-in-chief of the Steambird. And now, he is sure to lead us to the solid evidence. Well, acting has to be authentic to be believable.
Their little publication will go out of business in no time. Good riddance, I say. I hope this gets the other tabloids to rein in their antics too. Hey, here's a thought. Maybe we could get him to rat on some of his rival publications. Ah, I only just realized what this means. I'm going to be out of a job, aren't I?
Well, would you still be interested in submitting an article to the Steambird? But the real one this time?
Well, yes, of course. But would they really accept an article from me?
Yunning, when can we arrange the next interview for?
Oh, so now you're asking me. 2 days from now, morning. Work for you?
Okay. Shiyun, let's continue our discussion about tonight's play 2 days from now.
Does this mean I get to do a full feature interview with you? Okay, I think I know what I want to write about. Thank you, Miss Yun.
Don't mention it. I'm sure it will be a source of inspiration for both of us.
Miss Yun? Oh, wow.
Hey, get back.
Are you a journalist?
Sorry, Miss Yun.
Miss Yun, I'm in... Yes, based on the...
Animated?
Yes, yes!
Oh,
We were based in...
Oh, I see. You're from this... Then it's no wonder.
That's...
Hey, Miss Yun...
Actually, Yes, you're right. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid the troop is pretty strict about the rule. The Steambird is a highly...
But...
Yes, I'm coming.
Hey, wait! That's the... Oh, well. I have a friend who works for a pig for now, though. Now that I think about it, come with me. Our plan is...
Golf. Bang!
I can smell the fragrance of food in the air. Oh? So you're a regular in Cheerhu Rock too, huh? Third Round Knockout has a great view. It's the perfect place to drink some tea and listen to a good story. It's also a favorite of one of my most faithful audience members. But at the same time, it's lacking a little pizzazz. Hey, have you been to Chen the Sharp's place before? His grilled tigerfish is the best around. Third Round Knockout and Wanmin Restaurant are both great restaurants. But when it comes to barbecue, this is the place to go. enjoying some nice food and drink, sitting by the hot coals in the cool breeze. Let's go.
Tigerfish! Grilled tigerfish! Oh, hey there. Is this a Miss Yoon which I see before me? It's been a while. What'll it be? The usual?
Yes, please. I'm out with my friend today. Let's start with a plate of stir-fried meat and a handful of skewers. And of course, some grilled tigerfish. 2, please. One with just a hint of chili, and the other one,
Got it. Your grilled tigerfish will be ready soon. Do you want any drinks with that? Yeah, I don't advertise it though, because it's just something I'm experimenting around with for fun. Miss Yun likes a drink with her barbecue, so I ended up getting her to try them out for me. So would you two like some tea, or?
Anything new?
Well, I managed to scrounge some milk from Dongsheng next door. A merchant from Mondstadt told me a while back that there's this popular drink doing the rounds there called milk tea. I tried my hand at making it too, but the response has been kind of lukewarm. Still way off being ready to add to my menu.
Tea with milk? Sorry, milk tea? It might not be the best thing for my throat, but if I'm just having a little taste, I mean, I think it should be fine. Oh, but what about you? Anything you want to drink? Okay, let's get yours in first. And then, I'll have one of each if that's all right. I'd like to try them all.
Okie dokie. And here's your tigerfish, fresh off the grill.
Come on, let's enjoy it while it's still hot. Piping hot barbecue and a nice cool drink is the best sensation. That was great. Shame about these drinks, though. I only had a little sip of each one, so there's a lot left over. Well, I mean, I could just drink them, but they're a little bland for me. Nothing that special. I guess he must have toned down the flavors to make them palatable for a wider range of customers. We could just add some flavor back in? In fact, do you know the hot pot game? Let's play the hot pot game with the leftover drinks. I'll add some extra ingredients based on my tastes, then you try to guess what I added. Sound good? Don't worry, after mixing in the new ingredients, I'll also drink half, so I won't add any weird stuff. We don't need to worry about every last detail. Come on, I'll go grab some ingredients from the shop next door. Once you've psyched yourself up, come and join me. Okay, get ready. Oh, and no peeking. It's ready. Let me try it first. Pretty good. Your turn. Huh? Oh, just regular facial expression control. Besides, it's nothing that unusual. I think it tastes okay, doesn't it? So did you work out what ingredients I added? Close, but not quite. We can try some more combinations next time. I wonder what kind of new flavors I could create with some more traditional teas. Like I can't wait to try it out. I'm getting it. Huh. Well, so in that sense, I can't say it's, but there are many. Sometimes I can write back. Well, all I was trying, I mean, if we, like the mighty and distinguished me? So just think of me as a, so friend, get a photo? Sounds good.
Welcome to Second Life. Satisfaction guaranteed.
It looks good. Hold on. How is one photo going to be enough? We'll both need one if we want something to remember each other by. You take this one, and I'll take another photo of you. But could you find another location for us? I'm thinking somewhere around Feiyun Slope with a good view. I'll join you in a moment. I have something to prepare here first. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. The view here is great. The lights, the buildings, it's the ideal spot. I could see you chose it carefully. Yes, this angle is perfect. Okay, strike a pose and close your eyes. Yes, please. Quickly now. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. We can try some more combinations next. I can't wait to try it out. Huh. Well, people do often say so in that sense. I can't, but there are many more. Sometimes I can write back. You think so? So it's fair enough, and I've worked hard. But if I can't, never mind. Tonight was about me, something to remember the. Okay. Here you. Well. People, Yunning suggested.
Ah, yes! I have one just like.
Hey, are you guys talking? I have one.
Well, what do you think?
Welcome to Second Life. Satisfaction guaranteed. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Can you put a few more adventure?
Please have faith in him.
Yunning.
Yunjin!
No.
Look, you have to take better care. We're just lucky we had the.
Well, I would while I'm off stage.
You know, you.
So? I'm glad you agree. Right.
Hey, Traveler! Get over here! You've only just managed to bring Yunjin back. Now you're taking her straight back out again? What's the big idea? The next show is just... well, okay, please. Just...
What are you two talking about?
Come on.
Oh? Well, what do you need from... You want...
You do? Right. Good.
Hold on.
Please.
Okay. But the issue is... So, for now... what? Don't... Until we settle on an approach... Let's meet tomorrow morning on the... I'll do my best to...
Whew. Cheap and tasty chop suey!
Good. You're right on. Punctuality is an essential. Without it, you won't be able. Well, first I'd like you to answer me one question. How many pigeons flew from the bridge when you were passing through? Close. It was 7. Anyway, the point of this question was to test your powers of observation. Eyes are the medium for the transfer of emotion. You must train your eyes to be bright, active, and strong. Watching the birds fly, hover around, and come into land will not only exercise your eyesight, but also cultivate attentiveness. Indeed, my own daily training routine starts right here. I watch the pigeons to train my eyes, and I sing to the tide to train my voice. All in good time. Grasping all the techniques involved in opera singing and posture is not an overnight process. Let's start from the very beginning, with some general theories to help you better understand the concept of performance. Of course, I am in written correspondence with performers from many nations in Teyvat, which has rather broadened my perspective on this topic. For example, let's start with something simple. How would you perform yourself? Try to relive the events of that day when you were battling against an ancient god and fighting off the Fatui. What can you see? What did you feel? Now, I want you to look out at the ocean in front of you and recall the raging waves and the atmosphere of peril from that day. Take a deep breath. Now, gradually, embrace the scene, immerse yourself in it, and let all the emotions back in. Good, good. So that's how you felt. Next, I'd like you to focus on the goal you wanted to achieve at that time. Good, yes. Use that. Okay, good. Now, all of this overwhelming emotion is welling up inside of you, and I want you to let it all out. All at once. Go. Stop. Wrong. This is all wrong. There's no emotion, no soul. Granted, the character you are trying to portray is your own self, but your performance didn't do the scene justice at all. I couldn't hear you fighting for your life while gargantuan waves were crashing all around you. What I heard was the sound of someone doing vocal exercises by the beach on a calm day. Here's the thing. When you're acting, it's not only about getting into character, you also have to recreate the scene in your mind as vividly as you can. Now, I appreciate that you did actually experience this particular scene for yourself, but maybe conjuring up specific details of your surroundings at the time is a little too advanced for novices. You're right. If we were looking for an environment to help evoke the emotions you felt at the time, I suppose we could try again. A little farther afield, at Stone Forest. Oh? Too far away? Don't worry, I was just thinking aloud. Besides, even at Stone Forest, we'd still have trouble recreating the state of the sea that day. Let's try something else. Come with me to the suburbs just north of Liyue Harbor. If you've got no objections, let's head off.
Honey, just call me.
Wouldn't gliding be faster? The battle you fought on the Jade Chamber was a very strange set of circumstances, even for someone like you. It's quite normal that you can't get into character just like that. I know it's hard to recreate every facet of the experience in your mind, but what you could try is to replace the foes you faced in that scenario with ones you are much more familiar with. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're performing a scene where your character experiences the grief and pain of a death, but you yourself have never experienced this kind of tragic loss before. Well, you can replace death with another, more familiar scenario that evokes a similar sense of grief and pain for you, such as you bust a gut trying to find a treasure chest, only to finally reach it, then now you're catching on. Action scenes work the same way. Perhaps the experience of facing an ancient god is a challenge to recreate. But if you're replaying the kind of actions you perform every day, you just need to let go, and your subconscious will guide you through. Come, show me how you normally fight. You can start with monsters nearby. Don't overthink it. They're coming. Just do what you normally do in this situation. Let's light it up! Brace yourselves. Teamwork is strength. Adventure time. Torn to oblivion. Oh, that was wonderful. So, just like a real adventurer. Let's perform the scene again now, while the battle is still fresh in your mind. Look at those red-clad scarecrows. But I won't now. Let us reenact the battle. It's okay if you can't recall. And... I can't fault your movements in terms of technique, but Fatui are larger than most monsters. I don't think it was a conscious decision, but you were aiming a little too low. And you also didn't strike with enough force. Overall, it was just lacking that sense of being in the heat of the battle. Veteran practitioners of this acting method are able to adjust and embellish their real-life experience enough so that it makes an adequate substitute for the scene they are trying to portray. But adjusting deep-rooted habits to adapt them for the stage, that's no easy task. Still, this was only your first time trying this method, and all things considered, I think you've done quite well. But judging from your movements, I think this next method might suit you a little better. Choreograph every aspect of your onstage performance in advance. Every movement, every facial expression, even your emotions, and rehearse it thoroughly. You can reference existing characters from opera or imitate similar people from your own life. In short, you want to pin down every detail of the character you want to portray in your mind. Well, in your case, what you need to do is imitate your past self. Think of yourself not as you, but as somebody outside this world controlling your every move. It's complicated to explain, but once you give it a try, I think you'll get the hang of it. Okay, how about we start by setting a simple scenario? The Fatui in red want to attack the Guizhong ballista, and the heavyweight guards in blue want to try and stop you. What you want to do is evade all the blues and go straight for the reds. Yes, I think that sums it up. There's an open area to the north. I'll set up a stage for you. When you've finished rehearsing everything in your mind, come and find me. Well, have you finished rehearsing? Basically, you need to break all the red scarecrows while avoiding the blue ones. No need to rush. Take your time. I shall guide you with my voice. 'Now that was a little better. You managed to bring out more of that fearless hero quality that time. My hard work coaching you has finally paid off. This method might not sound as sophisticated and exciting as the first two, but it's the most popular choice for teaching beginners. Rigorous rehearsal and vocal training is at the core of this school of thought. It even works on those whose performance lacks emotional depth at first. As long as you practice diligently, with time, you will achieve mastery one way or another. Either your finely honed skills become a good substitute for innate talent, or the process of honing your skills cultivates genuine talent within you. People say that when you truly master the art of singing, even the birds and beasts will be drawn to your song. I know. I guess I still have a long road ahead of me when it comes to developing as a performer. Well, because even if I had, you wouldn't have put your heart into it. It's been written on your face this whole time. Just try and keep her occupied until the next show. Don't forget that acting is my bread and butter. Did you really think I wouldn't be able to see through it? Still, this is a rare opportunity, and I hope you have at least learned something from it about the beauty of the performing arts. The operatic tradition carries countless historical memories within it. As long as the art is kept alive, The voices and faces of bygone heroes can be recreated on the stage for generation after generation. I hope that your voice and your face will make their mark on Liyue Opera too. Yes, as well as coaching you today, I have also been closely observing every move you make. Do you remember the basics of the final method? Don't you think there's a striking similarity between you, who stood up for Liyue and fought off a god of old, and the divine damsel in the play? With you as a reference in mind, I'm sure I can finally make a breakthrough in creating my own adaptation of this character. Because as far as I'm concerned, the immersion method, drawing on life experiences, and imitating others are all valuable acting methods. Even if my every movement is rehearsed to perfection, I can't move the audience without conveying emotion. And even if I fully master the character's emotions, a little choreography will help make the performance more polished and appealing. Whatever the method is, as long as it offers something that can improve my performance, I will always give it a try. Thank you for trying them out as well. It means a lot to me. And congratulations on making it to the end of your first acting class. Graduation ceremony? I'm afraid that's still a long way in the future. For now, I hope to incorporate part of you into my performance of the Divine Damsel. But one day, I hope to write an opera all about you. When that day comes, I hope you will be able to join me on stage and give me some constructive criticism. It'll take a lot of hard work to reach the point where you're ready to go on stage. But I'll be here to keep you on track every step of the way. Here we go again. So old-fashioned. Then again, I suppose I will have to give you a lot of instruction along the way. And if I won't let you call me master, teacher, or coach, I've got to think of something you can call me. I've got it. You can call me mentor. What do you think?
Let's light it up!
You should really bring the knife.
Just sharpen my spear.
Let's go.
There is no escape. Off we go. I'm going in.
Retribution!
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
verdict is...
Eat this! I'm going in! Why do they never miss? Ow! This is just my...
Time for retribution!